This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Hello, everyone. This is We Got 15, and we have the Emperor on the line. Tell us what you have to say today.
Today we are talking about planting seeds and planting seeds. How actually deep we are planting our seeds is exactly what we're going to get out from them. So the deeper we plant them, and by acting words and deeds, exactly how they're going to come out. So I look at it, one thing about planting seeds as far as good, bad, right, or wrong, or indifferent. No, it's not. It's just the acting behind it that's coming. And the seeds I planted, where I'm at right now today is a seed I planted a long time ago because I always tell people exactly I'm in here right now for what I got away with, not exactly what I've done. So the seeds that I planted a long time ago has got me into the place where I'm at right now. But at the same time, from darker places, beautiful things grow. So where is it that you put a seed at? You put it in the dirt from a darker place. The deeper it go, the deeper the roots go. So as far as how the roots spread and grow, that's exactly where how you evolve in life. So some people evolve in other ways, and some mental capacity evolve, some people don't. So with mine, as I'm speaking from where I'm coming from, the seed that I planted got me here where I'm at right now, and it has got me reading books. It has got me studying. It has got me showing exactly what love is. It's got me showing exactly where my mental capacity is at and where it can become. So for me, being a spiritual individual, what I have done as far as when it comes to these seeds, now I'm putting them out there because now the love within myself and the potency where the seed comes from, I'm able to plant good seeds out there. And it's helping individuals in here grow as well as myself because as I'm teaching, I'm learning at the same time. So one still got to respect their teacher. So I have to make sure that the deeper I go into the soil, which is deeper I go within myself, things will unfold, and as they unfold, the bud will unfold and show a beautiful flower. So I say that to say, my studying has got me to a point where I can actually see and evolve, and as I'm doing it, and see it come out. So what I mean by that is, as I'm speaking to you right now, um, I'm actually opening up. I'm opening up my heart. I'm opening up my spirit, and I'm opening up myself. Because by opening up, actually everything I'm saying is so genuine that it's like right now my hairs is prickling up right now because it comes to a point where you have to believe what you say and walk it out. Because people could just be saying anything and making it sound good, but at the same time, for a person that actually knowing is very conscious, it's not going to sound good at all. So when we speak and vibrate these ethers and put them out there, that's exactly what I mean by seed rooting and as your plants and seeds grow. Now, as I'm speaking through my speaker, what do you feel about that?
So
What do
I,
you feel
you
about
know,
that, speakers?
yeah, it's interesting. It reminds me when you say planting seeds, it reminds me of, the saying where they talk about, you plant the seed and another one comes to water it. And even as you say, you're opening up and sharing, you're sharing from seeds that have germinated. You're sharing from seeds that have, had time to take root in you and grow and flourish and blossom. So I mean, I think it's powerful what you're saying about planting seeds. And so when you think about those who have planted seeds in you that have germinated, even when you talk about reading the books and everything, where do you think or share some of those those memorable moments that somebody else or literature was planting a seed that you can see has germinated and is moving in your life?
Well, a strong memorable moment. I was talking to one of my life. I have a lot of life buddies or whatever the case can be. And a seed was planted when we were talking about my daughter. And my daughter was, speaking to somebody in here or whatever the case may be. And it got so close. I was hurt about it because the individual wanted to meet me. But then what am I going to do? Give him the one high five, say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? You talking to my daughter? And I kind of snapped a little bit at my daughter. So when I talked to my lifer buddy to see he planted in me, he tells me my daughter was when I was 4. That's when I got locked up. So she really don't know me. So how could I speak to her from a point where I'm at and I'm supposed to meet my daughter where she at? So she really didn't know me. So he's speaking, he asked me the question. your daughter know you? How old was she when you got locked up? So you really don't. So you have to come at her. She don't know that exactly that you was ankle deep in the streets. She don't know that. And then you went from ankle deep to head deep. So where you was at in the streets, she don't know nothing about that. So how could you talk to her or something like she knows and she don't know who you are? So how could she know exactly how to come at you or how to say this or how to say that? Because that's where she's gonna get defensive at. Because you don't know each other. You gotta make sure, and that put me into a point where I was like, oh, wow, okay, I truly, it's certain places I gotta grow. All my kids, we got a good relationship. Though actually, I have to go deeper in within myself to make sure that what the potency of the seed that I do put out there is totally beautiful. So that's he planted something real deep for me where I had to reflect myself. Like, hold on, I can't take the seed back. Can't take the seed back I put out there already. But at the same time, I can plant more in what my action, words, and deeds. I'll make sure that I do better from when I do plant the next seed. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. And even
Gotcha.
talking about, so again, you said you can't, remove or take back the seeds you planted. But even when you think about the seeds that were planted in you, there is a process that we can do within ourselves when we talk about inner work of uprooting, the things and the seeds that have been planted that we know have not done us well. So talk about some of that.
So the seed that has not done me well, I've actually turned into something that is a teaching moment. Because the same seeds as far as drugs, as far as bad mouthing, as far as disrespecting people, as far as I put that out there, and I'm dealing with so many people, I can turn that into entrepreneurship. Excuse me, turn that into entrepreneurship and actually make want to work for me. So the same thing I was forcing somebody to do, actually now that I done step myself up and step my game up to do exactly what I need to do for myself, want to work for me now. Because if you forcing something on somebody, that's just like putting them in servitude. That's just like putting them in bondage. So that's not something that I want for myself. So why could I want it for somebody else? And I had to make sure that I understand that, like me being in this place and me being in, it's not servitude no more. Actually, now I'm actually in it's a learning mobile that I'm in. And I had to truly get it first. So by me getting exactly what I was doing out there, I need to do better for myself here, and I'm able to actually teach people now that listen, that stuff back then what you were doing is not gonna get you nowhere, but it has got you to a point where you're able to do more for individuals than you did when you was out there. Because actually teaching myself and doing exactly what I do, reading these books, studying, actually talking to people out there, taking things in and receiving them how they need to be received. Because if you're not coming out of love, you're not gonna receive nothing within. You're not gonna receive it out of love. There's no way in hell you can do that.
Yeah.
So now by me putting it out there and receiving it how I need to receive it, I can actually give it how it's supposed to be given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think, what are some of the seeds that you are intentionally planting when you find yourself talking to those there, or even in this kind of atmosphere where you have the opportunity to let your voice go beyond, the walls? What are some seeds that you want to, be intentional about planting?
The seeds I want to be intentional about planting is now, one come through here, they talk about guns, drugs, this is that, women, this is that, another, how many I got, and how many this is that. Another, first of all, the seed I really want to plant that I tell them all the time, you're not saying nothing slick on the phone. You're not. You're not planting nothing in there that he has love for you, so that's exactly what he wants to do for you. As far as like when it comes to we sitting there wasting time about this, go read a book. Yeah, we can see that, but I don't like really playing games. I don't sit there and play cards all day. I don't sit there and play chess all day. You need to utilize your time, man. The same time you put in there, you can be reading the book, studying, and understanding exactly who you are. The same time you're doing that, you can be open a Circle 7, a Holy Quran, a Bible, wherever it is. You can read a few things at a time. Then you can truly understand exactly who you are, because you have to know who you are. The only reason we have been put in this place right here because we have given another chance. Now, some may get back out there and actually their chance has been taken because they didn't utilize the time that they're doing. You are putting here, some people putting here for a year, some people are for 2 years, some people are for 25 years, some people are for life, whatever the case may be. They putting here for a specific reason. If you do not utilize this time Allah has given you to get yourself together, You're gonna be flower fertilizer, or you're gonna come back in and you ain't never gonna get out.
Mm.
This time right here is not for nobody to me, but at the same time, it's for everybody. Because the real money is the time. So if you don't actually, from being out there to being in here, regardless of what it is, you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to get it. And some people don't get it. The best of the best is in the cemetery right now because their time was up. So by sitting in here and having these good conversations, because it can start out, I can segue anything crazy into something good. Because you have to meet these young ones where they at. So by meeting them where they at, that's where the respect level goes, but they'll really truly understand exactly how I'm coming. Some say I come off abrasive, but at the same time, that's just me loving myself now. So it's gonna come off like that. I know one, not the N-word. I'm planting the seed. Don't you ain't gotta use that. Your vocabulary is vast. You're sitting here going through these schools, you read good, your grades, you at a 12th grade level, you didn't graduate or whatever, so you know for sure your vocabulary is vast. You don't have to use that to get a point across. That's not no word of endearment. It's not. So whoever told you that, they lying to yourself. Won't you do a plant a seed of doing a history check of the N-word within itself and understand where it came from, where it derived from, and then you'll stop using it. I can't force my understanding on you, but at the same time, I can lead you somewhere where you can study it at, though. So I'm planting the seeds to let these young ones know, young and older ones, to know that actually it is a different level. It is a different path to walk. Because if you 50-something years old, you've been coming here, you telling me it's my 6th or 7th bid. Well, that ain't good to be putting out there now. I'm not saying don't your test. I'm not saying that your test is not somebody else's testimony. What I'm saying is that is you gonna learn? Because I'm learning by this your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You ain't get it the first time. That's what I learned from that. So I'm planting that seed too, and that elder at the same time, because as I say, as I'm teaching, I'm learning, and as I'm learning, I'm teaching. So that's a lot of the seeds that I plant on a day-to-day basis, because I need to understand myself as I'm giving, I'm receiving.
And again, I can't help but to think about this concept, this analogy with planting seeds. Another piece of that is just, seeds can only be planted, or seeds can only germinate in good ground. So then when you talk about, where you were and where you are now, the ground, whether you relate the ground to your heart or your soul or whatever, the ground had to be fertile. The ground had to be ready to receive a seed. The ground had to be ready to germinate the seed, because we can choke seeds out if our ground, if our heart, if our soul is not ready to receive it. So, what does that bring you back to? Can you remember the times where you were not fertile ground, where your heart and your soul wasn't ready to receive those genuine seeds that people were trying to give to you?
Yeah, and I cultivated some soil that I need to plant those seeds in as well. So I can understand when it comes. From that, because that goes from when you think you know everything. But at the same time, when I almost lost my eye, when I broke my leg, and to where the point of it is, they say signs and symbols to the conscious mind. So as the seeds was being planted in me, I wasn't seeing the signs and symbols, and I wasn't conscious. So that's where from my mom to the elders, to the youngins, to the babies, so whatever it is, they was planting it in me, whether it be a hug, because kids know the truth, and babies know. So
you have 1 minute remaining.
There we go.
We got 15 and yeah, so the Emperor, you got like, maybe 45 seconds. What would you like to close out and say?
I'd like to close out and say, man, just make sure you believe, respect, and understand that the seeds you put out there, actually, they will hit somebody's soul and somebody's soil. So when you put them out there, as you say, don't choke them out. Just don't choke them out. Just make sure you put it out there with love and understand what your action, words, and deeds actually show exactly the character and how you can evolve in life. Much love to all my individuals, and just understand there will be more to come. It's all love.
Yeah.
Islam, brothers and sisters.